I think I've seen one too many videos featuring white Gen Xers reminiscing about the good old days when there was none of this racial divide and everything was like Shangri-La and like there's none of the problems that exist today. Don't listen to any of that. That is delusional nonsense. That's shit that boomers say. That, oh my God, this wasn't like this back in the good old days. There's a certain demographic of people who are just clueless about these issues. They don't have black or brown folks in their life, no real people of color in their lives. If they do, they are casual acquaintances at best. This demographic cannot deal with any of these issues. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to think about it. They have blinders on. They don't want to have to see themselves in the evil and the savagery and the debasement that basically formed the founding of this country. You want to be able to enjoy white supremacy and white nationalism, but then there is this tug in your conscience about what that really truly means. And existentially, that's a difficult place to be in. This is why they're wiping out DEI everywhere. Essentially, we are an existential reminder of the evils and the atrocities committed in the name of white nationalism and white supremacy in America. Gen X is literally one generation removed from the greatest generation of sociopaths, murderers, domestic terrorists, and thieves. And you expect anyone to believe that, oh, we grew up, we weren't thinking about race at all. No one was dealing with race at all. We all just got along. Bullshit. Bullshit. And the fact that there are people out there trying to memory hole this bullshit this is among the most cowardly, craven bullshit I have ever fucking seen. I remember when Facebook started becoming like a thing. This is like 2006, 2007. Within a few years, everybody starts to be on Facebook. Like all the people I went to high school with. And you start getting pings and friend requests from people that you haven't heard from since high school. Maybe since I went to my 10-year reunion just out of morbid curiosity to see how these people turned out. So, of course, around this time, Obama's running for president for the first time. And so there are people that I went to high school with who wanted to engage with me in these political conversations. Oh, none of them liked where I was coming from, especially when I started pushing back and challenging their beliefs and their thoughts. I may as well have been Malcolm X. That is how put off these white folks were. And I wasn't saying anything controversial, just simple, basic historical facts and realities. And that is butt up against their societal and racial myths that only exist really to cater to the white ego. They're not really based in any form of reality. And you're also talking about a group of people who don't put in the work to really read and understand anything that they're talking about. They're just this is all based on feels. This is why I've never understood white folks accusing anyone of playing the race card. Who do you think invented the race card? It wasn't us. We didn't create any of the conditions under which racism has been allowed to thrive. Black people didn't create Jim Crow and segregation. Japanese people didn't decide, hey, we're going to put ourselves in internment camps. The Latinos were like, you know what, we like being mistreated, and we're going to contribute to our mistreatment. These are all the results of white people and their beliefs and their feelings and their stereotypes, myths, delusions, and lies. This, there was no racism in the 70s and 80s bullshit that a lot of these Gen Xers, these so-called Gen Xers, are trying to pass off as reality. That's holdover boomer bullshit. We'll fucking believe that nonsense. Those are lies that that demographic tells themselves and they tell each other and anybody who's willing to believe it. And again, if you know anything about history, that is a pattern of behavior that has been repeating itself for generations. Generations. The same bullshit that got Emmett Till killed is the same bullshit that got Trayvon Martin killed. And that will continue to affect us as a people. As a country. I grew up with white folks. Went to school with white folks. I was in their halls, sleepovers, birthday parties, weddings, funerals, you name it. Again, to suggest that there was none of this race stuff going on. It's funny how we experienced all of these things, but somehow, what was it in our minds? We just made it up? We're just making it up? It's literally every year hearing, why isn't there a White History Month? The N-word. All the time they said it. All the fucking time. I remember that Dracar Noir used to be like the hot cologne back in the day. This girl I had art classes with, this white girl, said that her and her friends would call a nigger potion. Now, this same person, I reminded them of that story on Facebook when they reached out to me. Wasn't right away, but something about like race came up, something during the election. And I brought up that story. Remember when you said this? She wrote back, interesting. I never heard from her again. You see, I mean, and all I did was just bring up that it happened. And they wanted nothing to do with it. But that's typical. How many times I would talk to someone on the phone for an interview and I would show up and they would see me and I would introduce myself and they were, every fucking time. Every time. Because I didn't present or sound like what their expectations said. This happened all the fucking time with everything. And again, to suggest that race was never on our minds. We never thought about it's so fucking delusional and weird. This is why when certain white people ask, why are black people so angry? Why are they? Not that we're angry, we're just sick of this bullshit. It's just like it's fucking weird behavior. It's strange behavior. Everybody knows why it's happening, this strange behavior, but the people committing the strangeness don't want to fucking admit it. It's weird. It always has been weird. It always fucking will be weird. Except these days, people aren't shy about telling you about it. Mostly because there's no real fear of being lynched afterwards. For going to jail or whatever the fuck, just for making criticisms. These fucking fake Gen-Xers saying this dumb shit, don't listen to them for a second, okay? Just because you like playing with your He-Man and G.I. Joes doesn't mean that you're really aware of who we were or what the fuck was going on. So just stop it. Just stop. It's nonsense.